Welcome back. I'm Teak the Gamer and this is Sonic Saturday. Now so far, Sonic's 8-bit adventures hasn't shared many similarities with his 16-bit counterpart. But that changes this week with a return to the Labyrinth zone. If you remember the Genesis version of this level, most of the graphics and gameplay elements should be familiar. Like its 16-bit counterpart, the Labyrinth zone takes place mostly underwater, and holy buckets does it make a difference. Being underwater generally slows you down no matter what game you're playing, but this is ridiculous. Sonic slodges through the level like he's navigating a maze of pancake syrup. And as it turns out, Sonic can drown after all. Sadly, the classic drowning music has been replaced with an annoying ticking. Don't take the air bubbles for granted either. They aren't nearly as liberally placed as the Genesis version of this level, and skipping one is a good way to drown. Other familiar gimmicks include spikes pointing out of the floor, platforms that raise you into pointy death, and gargoyles that spit magic fire at you. This time the fire is blue. Unlike the rest of the levels, there isn't a huge difference between Act 1 and Act 2 of this zone. There's no second act gimmick ripped off from Mario here, just more spiked balls and tiny drill bots moved over from the Genesis version of the game. The Chaos Emerald in this zone can be a little tricky to get. You'll find it resting at the bottom of the set of spikes. So how do you get down there without dying? Well, a bit earlier you should have noticed an invincibility power-up. You need to get this power-up and rush over to the emerald so you can pick it up before time runs out. Apparently by Act 3, Sonic has figured out how to breathe underwater again because air is no longer an issue. Unlike the Genesis version of this level, there is a boss fight here. In fact, Robotnik comes back in his most dickish encounter yet. He appears in 3 locations, but be warned. The bottom one is a trap. In normal circumstances, you'd be able to get a hit on Robotnik and safely bounce over to the other side of the platform. But underwater, you simply can't get enough momentum. You can hit Robotnik, but you'll die trying. It is safe to get 1 or 2 hits on him when he comes down from the top. From these spots, he'll launch a little homing torpedo at you. The torpedo isn't very hard to avoid, and you can trick Robotnik into shooting him off screen by attacking him from the far side of the platform. Then it's just a matter of finishing him off and moving on to the next level. Well, that's it for the Labyrinth Zone. Tune in next time as Sonic heads back into the Scrap Brain Zone.